Recording is on.
Have you heard?
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. So I think we should first of all welcome everyone in this discussion. Our cause discussion campaign. It's a campaign we created under our cause organization, but also under our cause group where we have different people coming to join the campaign because of the passion they have to tackle on the issues that we think they matter in our communities, but also tackling on the sustainable development goals. So in this campaign, we should have the key topics that we shall be discussing, but also those topics should be relating to the issues that are under the organization we are tackling, which means as organization we are tackling sustainable development goals, and these topics relate to those goals. For example, this month we are tackling uh, mental health, and mental health, of course, connects with SDGs, under SDGs under health. So as we planned this session, we first of all apologize for being late, but also thank those who have been following our discussion and those who will still catch up with our discussion at a later point by playing this recorded video. So on the online, we have different contributors and also organization members. Like Alia, she's part of the Our Cause campaign. Then we also have contributors who I think they will equally be part of the campaign. The fact that they are already interested in contributing to this discussion. We have Simlan from the United States. She's equally a nurse there. But I won't introduce everyone, but I want to give a chance to everyone to introduce herself or himself. Then we can delve into the topic of the day. I'll start with myself maybe before I can give opportunity to others. My name's Kiza Hussein Saddam. I'm originally born from Uganda, though nowadays I live in Rwanda, Kigali. Um, I'm a social activist, but also I'm a lawyer by profession. I also work on different projects, including Uganda Youth Society for Human Rights projects like climate change projects. And also, I also work as the Africa lead under our cause organization, which is actually the topic as this as Africa lead. So in a nutshell, that's all about me. I'm so passionate about contributing to global development, and I do this through different projects, but also having different discussions with different people. My passion, to contribute to global development. So, in a nutshell, that's about me. We can now chance to someone else. We can hear from Ali. Ali,
Hi, my name is Aliyah Khan. I'm currently working in healthcare. I am a community ambassador, political and human rights activist, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in health administration. And Simran?
All right. I'm Simran Kaur. I'm a registered nurse. I'm from the United States of America. I currently reside in Virginia. I've got extensive healthcare nursing experience with a lot of people, a lot of patients with issues, mental health issues, and other uh, physiological problems as well. And I'd like to use some of my experience to share with the public um, to seek help, uh, when necessary or when they can determine they have a problem.
okay, great. That's all, Alia.
Hello?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I think Alia, she just talked about herself and her work, so it's great to have her in this discussion. Then let's also listen from someone
Hello?
else. We have
Hello?
Simlan online. Is that Simlan?
Hello?
No, Sim's still online, but there's someone else that's joined us, I think.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
For
Keitsa.
those who
This
are,
is Grace.
oh, Grace, it's nice to have you online.
Hi. Hello,
We are in,
everyone.
we are in,
Hi.
we are, we are in introductions, and we're going to give you a chance also to introduce yourself briefly. But in the meanwhile, let's
No
have
problem.
Simlan
No problem.
introduce herself. Thank you. Simlan, please
Okay.
proceed to introduce yourself.
Pardon? Sorry.
We're going to listen from Simran. She's going to introduce herself, and so that we can also go next to Grace.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had just done a slight introduction of myself. I'm Simran Kaur. I'm in the United States of America, in the state of Virginia. I've been I'm a nurse, a registered nurse, and I've been in healthcare since the age of 16. Um, Nearly 17 years of healthcare experience. And, I'm privileged to be on here to be able to help or whoever, approaches this video and comes across it to seek help for their mental health illnesses or issues they may have that they're not aware of. Okay, and that's me.
Okay, great. Okay, great to have you, Simran. Let's we're fortunate to have online Grace. Grace is a friend of mine, and she's actually doing great in this campaign of mental health, but also she knows a lot on cancer, and she has just been promoting cancer awareness. So, Grace, please introduce yourself to us.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is
Hello.
Grace Charrier. I'm in New York, in the United States. I work extensively with the UN. One of the things that I do a lot, but one of the things that I do that's related to mental health is I'm a team member and I develop programs on the board of the International Association of Applied Psychologists. So I'm a cancer survivor. And so I know what it is facing mental depression. During my cancer, I'm, 1 year in remission. And so I've worked also extensively with cancer patients during this time, trying to alleviate fears of spiraling down, how it is when you're given a prognosis such as that. And that's what I do. I do a lot of things, but since it's related to mental health, I'll just leave that for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And actually, every time someone says that is a cancer survivor, I always say congratulations. So please,
Thank
congratulations
you.
to Grace, and thanks for fighting this unusual battle.
Thank you very much. Appreciate.
O- Okay, thank you. So I think now we have already portioned ourselves. There are some of the topics we're going to handle, but anyone can feel free to ask a question, but also drop maybe something you want us to know. But for the meanwhile, we shall first give opportunity to the three people, that is Simran and Alia, to talk about their part. Then we shall open the discussion now, where we can cover everything that is relevant to this topic.
Certainly.
So please,
Um,
let's have Simran go first.
okay, well, so our topic for the day today is mental health. What is mental health? And in short, it's basically our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, and it often affects how we think, feel, and act. Now, it also helps to determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, how we make our choices in our day-to-day lives. It's very important in every stage of our lives, ranging from childhood and adolescence throughout adulthood, and obviously over the course of your life. We all experience some form of a mental health problem. That may affect our thinking, it may affect our moods. We may have some behavioral issues. Our behavior could be affected. Um, and there are many factors that contribute to mental health problems. They may range from, family history of mental health problems. They may be biological factors such as genetics or brain chemistry, where, your serotonin levels are off and you need, to replete those by taking some medications. And that can seriously cause depression, and then there's life experiences such as like trauma or abuse, that can, obviously cause like post-traumatic stress disorder, nightmares, hallucinations, audiovisual delusions, and changes in behavior. Again, mental health problems are very common. It's very important to determine if you have a problem, and know that there is help available. People with mental health issues can get better, and most often they do recover completely. And it only makes them better because then they want to help others. If you do seek the help, you do feel better, then you want to help those that are going through the same. Now, we do like to address some early warning signs, in order to determine if you do have a problem. It may be, something related to your eating habits. Are you eating or sleeping too much, or too little? Are you pulling away from people or your usual activities? Do you have low or no energy at all to do the daily activities that you normally do? Are you feeling numb, or like there's everything that's already not matter to you anymore? Unexplained body aches, pains, that you never had before, and now over a course of the last 6 months, you're having these body aches, unexplained pains. Are you feeling helpless or hopeless? Have you turned to smoking or, drinking or using drugs more than usual? Just feeling confused, unusually forgetful, very angry, upset, worried, or even scared, initiating or yelling and fighting with family or friends. All of these are issues, and early warning signs to alert you that, oh my goodness, I need help, because these are not normal. Yes, we can have trauma, and yes, they can affect us, and we may react as, as a way of a coping mechanism. But there's a limit. Now, there's anything greater than 6 weeks, is obviously a problem that you need to seek help for. If you've experienced something that's ongoing for over a month or over 2 months, go out and get the help you need. There are resources available. Um, you know, and again, mental health and wellness is very important, because positive mental health allows you to realize your full potential. It allows you to cope with the stressors of your life. It allows you to work productively, and you're able to make meaningful contributions to your communities. Again, in order to be able to fulfill yourself, emotionally, physiologically, psychologically, you need to determine if you have a problem. Um, and, again, you need to seek out professional help if you need it. Connect with others, stay positive, get physically active, help others. If you feel like you're getting better and you've come out of this mode, where you were suppressed due to the fact that you had this issue, um, get out and help others, because it'll help you to cope as well. It'll help people. It'll help you. The gratification you get out of helping others, is, you can't compare anything to that. Getting enough sleep and developing coping skills, are some things to maintain, and improve positive mental health. Okay. And then we have resources available, and Aaliyah can go over some of those resources.
Hey, personally, I have experienced depression and anxiety for about 3 years of my life. And I think the first step that I took was family. I think family needs to be involved at the very first step, and that is very important. Support of friends and the involvement of my friends helped create more comfort, understanding, and it helped break the stigma around mental health. Resources as a Canadian, I can't complain. We have a lot of services such as social groups, counseling, therapy, workshop, events, proper treatment, and community support through religious organization. And I have basically tried all of those. I can say it's very useful.
Okay. Thank you, Alia, and thank you, Simran. Uh, I think now we can also hear from Grace. Grace, are you on?
Yes, yes, I am. I
Please,
am.
would you want to share something also in regards to the topic?
Oh, sure, sure.
Please
Um,
do.
Thank you. Um, there are lots of thoughts actually that mask depression. A lot of things mask depression.
Okay.
Um, Fortunately, for some people, they're able to know that there's something wrong with them. For some people, they don't know. You know, I give you an example. My uncle, he's late now. My mother's junior brother was a very top, civil servant in government in my country, and a
Okay.
coup came and took them all out of office. This was
Wow.
someone that was doing very well, had provided for his kids. His kids at the time were in their teens here in the States, in DC, and everything was going well. And then all of a sudden, there's a coup. The military comes in, and there's nothing at the end of the day. This is a man that's in his 40s or was in his 40s and had had his life all, mapped out ahead of him. Long story short, they're retired. Of course, government has to pay them off. My uncle was never the same again. He went into a serious state of depression. In fact, he was getting up every day as if he was going to work, asking his house help to iron his clothes, his tie, make sure his collar was okay, everything, and getting dressed as if he was going to work. But he would get dressed and sit at home. So that's what I'm saying. For some people, you never know exactly what is going on because mental health masks itself. Now, how do
Right.
we know
Okay.
that? How do we know that mental health masks itself? You'll think to yourself, oh, my problem is not bad. You say it's not bad, I can handle it. You already have dismissed any intent to help yourself by saying it's not that bad. And then you say, the other speakers say, you have a good support system, family and friends. Yes. But then some people say, I can deal with this on my own. I don't want to be a liability. I mean, why do I want to bring family and friends to know exactly what is happening to me? A lot of people are hiding whatever is happening with them. You could also say, oh, everything is bad. I don't want to even be a liability to anybody. I will deal on my own. So, and then you can also say, oh, doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. I mean, what do they care? You know, sometimes you just say, oh, maybe I'm just so stressed. Yes, I'm just so stressed. I need a vacation. It's not a vacation you need. It's a mental reset. It's seeking help, you know? Then maybe you're in a relationship or you're married or you have, what should I say, a spouse, a significant partner, let's put it that way. And you'll say, oh, well, my significant partner or my husband and everything, oh, I'm in a good relationship with them. So nothing matters anymore. If that is okay, that is okay. In most cases, a lot of spouses either the wife or the husband or the girlfriend or boyfriend. They don't know what's going on. We read instances of just a small argument, becomes a domestic violence scene. We don't know what people are going through, you know? And then you might think that, oh, okay, everything is fine with me because I'm not crying anymore. Ha, that is very disturbing. It doesn't mean because everything is okay because you don't cry. You understand. In fact, crying and expelling all those emotions is very crucial for getting out. Trust me, I know, especially when I was hit with my diagnosis. I had to cry myself to death, literally, to be able to get out everything and to be able to move forward. Do you understand? And then you would say, oh, okay, everything is fine. I have a good job. I'm doing well in school. I'm doing okay in the community. I'm well accepted and well known and everything. All those, glitter. Doesn't mean everything is okay. Doesn't mean everything is okay. And then you say, oh, okay, everything is fine. I'm accepted and all that kind of thing. People don't know you internally. So they just see that facade and think that, oh, everything is normal, everything is okay, and all that. So these are things that I'm saying I bring to the table, that with mental health also, like the last young lady said, mental stigma. That's what's causing it, the stigma, because where I come from, I'm African. Once you mention the word mental, they think you're going crazy.
Yeah.
Seriously, they think,
Yeah,
oh, okay, she's flying off, she's gone cuckoo. And
the
then,
demons and all that.
yes, they now say, oh, there's something happening somewhere. And then it spills over to your family, because they now start saying, oh, it's probably hereditary. Go check. Maybe her grandmother or her mother or her father's family had something like that. So it's crazy. When I look back at my youth, now as I am, in my 50s, early 50s, I'm looking back like 40 years ago when I was growing up. I still remember some uncles and aunts that didn't seem okay. But you see, you'd go so that they wouldn't probably react to visitors or everything. They were locked in the room. They weren't allowed to come out. Family was sweeping the matter under the carpet. So I'm so
Okay.
happy about this mental health thing, for us to bring it to the table. Now it's a global awareness thing, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much.
Grace, for sharing
Yes.
your. Then I would wish to ask this question. Maybe any one of you can just submit on it. According to World Health Organization, I was just checking on the statistics, and and I can see depression. They state that over 300 million people are estimated to be affected by depression. And
Wow.
if you also go to bipolar affective disorders, they state that around 60 million people around the world are affected by bipolar affective disorders. The statistics can go on and on. So what do you think these people, what is lacking, and what do you think these people should, should they be helped? Did any one of you get me?
This is Grace. I think there should be more awareness, drumming it into the mindset of the people that these things occur and no one is really crazy. Something pushes one to the edge for things like that to happen. As regards bipolar, we all know what bipolar is, but there's some factor that is embedded somewhere that pushes someone from being a loving human being to being someone that stabs the spouse. What is that? You understand? So until we keep drumming it getting what should I say, the governments, getting the workplaces, getting school authorities. You understand? To let them realize that, listen, they have to spread this awareness thing. You understand? Until then, we don't. I mean, we look at little kids that are being bullied now. It starts from that age. You don't know what somebody has been going through from the age of 6 or 7 and what he'll become by the time he's 18 or 21. The underlying factors that causes this. Nobody just wakes up and is crazy or has depression, you know. So I mean, for such huge global numbers, it's alarming.
Yeah, it
For
is.
me, I would say that let them keep pushing the message. If I see my sister, if I see my brother having an issue, I shouldn't sweep it under the carpet because I don't want my family being, zoomed in on. I would, the more people know about my problem, the better for my healing, right? Like my friend
Sure.
said when she was going through a problem, family and friends came round. You couldn't have handled it alone. You wouldn't have been able to. I mean, see people jumping off the cliff or hanging themselves and everything. Maybe family even just dismissed them. So you have to talk to
Yeah.
even family too, from your home, from your house, before you even go outside. That listen, if your family doesn't support you and isn't your platform, then when you get out there, you're going to be attacked. There's nobody. So that's my take on that. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Maybe I wish also to share my insights on this topic. Uh, I was speaking more so in the perspective of my country, but also even the surrounding countries. That is Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, and Rwanda. I grew up knowing that yes, people get to have mental illness, but I didn't know that it is such a disease that is treated. I'll
Yes.
also agree with Grace that we used to think that whenever you see someone with mental issues, you automatically think that that person is either bewitched or is untreatable. So we just get to fear that person and run away. So I grew up with that kind of mentality, and it was so unfortunate. But it changed when I actually grew up, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just recently. My own sister, she moved to go to other different countries where she used to work in different companies and all that. And she was unfortunate that she got mental. Actually, she got bipolar disease. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's a disease or it's a bipolar. I don't know how you term it. I'm not so much acquainted with the health language, but she had to come back, and we we could not understand how what had happened to her exactly. We started
Mm-hmm.
now trying to understand her. Try to She could speak a lot of things we don't understand. She could ask a lot of questions. She could not sleep. Like everyone, her friends didn't want to associate with her anymore because of what she had become. But of course, like
Mm-hmm.
earlier said, it was necessary also for the family not to behave like the strangers. So literally, we had to cancel a lot of stuff. Like if you had plans, you'd cancel them because you needed to stay at home with her. She would sometimes even cry out of blue, like that. There are a lot of things that happen. So fortunately, we were there for her. I myself, I was there for her. We took her to the psychiatrist doctors for treatment. She was treated. We gave her comfort. We tried to try out a lot of things that were recommended to us, and fortunately, she recovered. But from that, you get to understand that unless this thing happens, you really feel that it is not real. And some people who face those challenges, who don't have access to health care or health services, they continue, the disease just continue, rather the challenge continue growing, and people run on streets as mad people, yet they could at one point they could have been treated. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why I was like, this is an issue and it is a global issue. It's happening to the kids, it's happening to the youth, it's happening to the older people. And until we come out to discuss on it and find a way we can support those people who need our support, but also try to evaluate ourselves. Are we really normal? Are we in the right? Are we
Mm-hmm.
in the right health conditions? Or sometimes we water down some of these early warnings, like Simra had just discussed them, and until now they rise to the stage that we feel that is now alarming. We resort to the doctors. So that's my experience with the mental health, specifically on bipolar, and it gave me reason to start also championing this. Trying to educate those whom I feel they should know about this, and maybe in one way or the other, through these discussions and awareness, we can influence policy, but also educate those people and can save lives.
Sure.
Maybe of course we shall not be running it longer, as maybe Grace doesn't know that we are recording this. This session is being recorded for the sake of the viewers and those who have been not able to join us.
Sure.
We shall share it on our different online platforms and social media so that people who missed this can maybe play it at their own leisure time and get to learn from it.
Okay. Oh,
So now, I think we should be coming to the end. But anyone with anything they want to share about this, please feel free to share, and anyone can comment and maybe one or the other. Thank you.
Okay,
I just okay, go ahead.
go ahead. It's okay, Grace. I'll go after you.
It's me, Leah.
no,
I
it's
just
not
want
Grace.
to mention one. I think education is really important to help raise awareness and recognizing what you're going through is treatable, and you have those resources out there. I mean, initially, the first step for me was to accept something was wrong with me. But I
Mhm.
was very thankful that my family was there, and that really did help me a lot, as well as all the other services that was available. So I just wanted to add that to the conversation. Go ahead,
Thank you so
Simran.
much for that.
Okay, and we have resources. Our the states, we have a national suicide prevention hotline. We have 24-hour emergent lines. Oh, there's a line that I run with one of my friends and her husband, who works for the government, but they've built 6 bedrooms for women that are affected by trauma, who are depressed and need to leave the house due to situations at home and can't cope with themselves. There's 24-hour emergency lines. If you feel like you're suicidal or your life is, there's a potential life-threatening situation, you need to seek immediate emergency assistance by calling 911. Again, 911 is our emergency line. Available 24 hours a day. And then we also have our National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, even live online chat through the service. The number to that is 1-800-273-TALK, that's TALK, or 8255 as a last four to that number. Again, that's also a 24-hour service, 7 days a week. You can call this line at any time to determine if you even have a problem. They can guide you, they can give you resources. And then your doctor, going to your doctor to see if you have a problem. Your primary health care provider can guide you as well and provide you with the resources that we have available. And most importantly, it's you. You need to determine if you have a problem and
Exactly.
do something about it. Because
Mm.
again, ultimately, your health is wealth, whether it be physical health, emotional health, psychological health. You need to determine if you have a problem to go out and seek the assistance because the assistance is there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so thank you so much for sharing that information. For me, what I can say. we may understand this how we can help each other on one-on-one basis, but also on family basis. But also, how do we get to hold our governments accountable? How do we try to press our governments to come in and help? Because this is more than it can be go beyond the individual capacity. If let's say, if for example, if let's say in Uganda we have maybe over 100,000 people who are victim of mental health, we may on individual level you may not be able to offer the solution that these people need, but if the government comes on board by putting up the right institutions and the right facilities like hospitals or the care health centers, but also having the trained professional doctors psychiatrists who can assist on this, then it could be the best way to solve and address this challenge. So my call could be there are young people or even old people in our communities who feel that this is an issue to them, and they would want their governments or leaders to make it a priority. So what I can suggest is to uh, book an appointment with, let's say, your member of parliament, maybe, or even if it's in the US, you have the Congress, the Congress representative, those representatives who sit in the Congress. In our country, we have the MPs, that's the member of parliament. By mobilizing yourselves as young people or as people who feel that this issue should be addressed, and booking an appointment with those kind of political leaders and go and tell them how this issue is affecting people in your community, and you seek maybe response from them. What is the government doing in relation to this issue? Are you having enough facilities, health facilities in your community? If not, how can he assist by lobbying the government to put these facilities in place? So also by also organizing community awareness programs about mental health, where you get to have all these people maybe from within your community attend and educate them about mental health. But it starts with you as a person to have done some background research so that you know what issue you are championing, you know what you're calling for, and you know what requires to have it. So that's what I can say in relation to calling the governments and to be accountable, but also to assist on this issue. Then,
Well said. Just to highlight one or two things, we had problems trying to get the bill passed in my country for persons living with disabilities. Government was silent for quite a while, but we had to start from the grassroots. So you start from your ward, you start from your compound, and do your advocacy. From your compound, you go to your ward. From your ward, you go to your local government. From your local government, you go to your House of Assembly state. From your House of Assembly state, you go to your House of Reps. From your House of Reps, you go to your Senate. You have now reached the national level. But you have to make sure that you have people on who really understand where you're coming from and who are very, very you have to find people who have been hit by this, because except you find somebody that has been affected by what you're trying to pursue, I tell you it's going to be a waste of time. And with mental health it's even easier, because nobody can tell me that they haven't been affected one way or the other, family or friend or anything, that have had issues with depression. Let's put it that way. So with persons living with disabilities, we had to start from there. When we were trying to put mental health as one of the focal points at the United Nations, before, SDG 3 was just health. We were one of those that worked assiduously to make sure that mental was included, because health is not just physical, health is mental. I know it took us 4 years to get there, but we had to do a lot of lobbying with all the missions. And what made it successful was that one of the key persons that played a very important role in pushing this before Ban Ki-moon left as Secretary General, his own sister and mother, his sister and mothers were affected by mental health issues. So this guy actually, we were the small fries, let us put it that way. But because he had been hit by this, he led us and took us to Ban Ki-moon. That was why mental health today is under health in SDG 3. So like kids have said, it has to come from the grassroots, whatever grassroots. Even your street, you start from there and gather people of like minds together. That's the only way this can go. That's the only way it can go.
Thank you
You
so
know,
much. I
so
think everyone who will be listening to this, I think
thank you
this is
very
the call.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you
This
for
is the call.
inviting us. Thank you for inviting us.
Thanks, Kisa.
All right. Thank you so much. Ideally, we shall be having more other topics as the month go, other month comes and go. So
Definitely.
we hope to have you people join us on other discussions. They are all interesting and relevant to our communities.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
great. Thank
And
you.
how would we be able to get this so we can share to our own networks?
Okay, I'm now saving it. I'm going to create it, put it, either send it to you personally online or upload it. We shall also upload it on our page so that
Okay,
anyone can.
okay,
Does it
that'll
work?
be fine. So we can spread the word too.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of this actually. So I think
Thank you so much.
allow me to thank each and every one of you, your contributions and your knowledge and all that, and your work you're doing out there, which is empowering our communities and changing our world to the better. So until we meet again, thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you
Thank you,
and be
Lisa.
Thank you.
blessed.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.